Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. I thought it'd be really cool if I compared two different offenses from two different teams. So I chose the Lakers and the Clippers, two teams that couldn't be more different in their offensive approaches. And after I show you what I discovered about these two teams, I think you'll understand exactly why they both occupy completely opposite places in the standings. Right off the bat, the Lakers look prepared and ready by running a backscreen lob to Odom. The pass is off so they don't get the layup, and they get a good shot off of it. This is how good, well-coached teams play. The first option in the triangle is to throw the ball to the center from the wing. Here you'll see Kobe Bryant come around and fill the position, and Ron Artest goes through and is supposed to set a screen for Pau Gasol, who's going to cut to the free throw line. Kobe is a little too aggressive and shoots a bad fadeaway shot instead. However, they still are in position to get rebounds. Another way to fill the post is to have the weak side forward rub off of the center and then fill the strong side post like Odom will do here. He gets the ball and does a nice little jump hook. The second option in the triangle is called pinch post, and that is when after the team sets up a triangle on the left side, the ball goes back to the top and Pau Gasol is going to fill in on the pinch post and the guard will run around. They execute this to perfection and get a layup. You can also run the pinch post without forming the sideline triangle first. Here the guard is going to go straight into it and get a nice little shot in the baseline. The third option is what I call forward across. It's when the weak side will shoot across to the lane to the high post and the guard on top will slide back door looking for the pass. It doesn't quite work here, but the spacing is there and they end up getting a wide open three-pointer for Lamar Odom out of it. You can run this option when the ball is in the guard spot as well. The weak side forward cuts across, receives the ball, the weak side guard slides in behind him, and then he can turn and shoot a wide open shot. The fourth option is when the wing throws the ball to the corner. The wing cuts through to the basket and the center will set a screen and roll in the corner for the guard. Portland knows this, so Andre Miller is going to jump out, but that gives the whole baseline to Fisher, who gets it to Artest, who then swings it to Kobe, one of the best scorers in the game, who can finish any shot like that. You can also run this option if you have a mismatch in the center. He doesn't have to screen and roll. He'll hold his position like Lamar Odom does and get an easy shot. Here's a luxury the Lakers have. 6'10" Lamar Odom can be a guard who brings the ball over into the triangle. Then Gasol will screen away for Kobe, who just wraps around, gets right to the basket for a score. There's also the high post series. Gasol will set a back screen and Lamar Odom executes a UCLA cut, and then Gasol will screen and roll with Kobe. After he rolls, Kobe hits him, Lamar Odom flashes, and they execute a couple of passes to get a beautiful shot. Here's what we call a guard quickie, when the guard gets the ball right back from the wing. Normally Fisher does this once a half and goes all the way to the basket and misses, instead of pulling up for a jump shot. But here Lamar Odom gets a nice step back jumper. When they want to get Gasol a shot in the post, they don't fill the corner spot, they let the wing cut through and they clear out the side for him and he can go to work. Good teams should be able to recognize this and just double him because they know he's going to get a shot off here. It blows my mind how many teams are willing to play him one-on-one in the post. Here, you'll see the Kobe rule in effect. Whenever Kobe brings the ball up by himself, they don't run the offense, they'll simply screen and roll for him and he'll create something. Here they get a beautiful shot for Artest in the corner. Again, Kobe brings the ball up, he calls for the screen, they're not going to run the offense. I want you to watch Marcus Camby. I've never liked him, and this is one of the reasons why. Watch his effort on this defensive play. I don't think it could be worse. Kobe was ultra aggressive in this game, and it's not clear why because they were running the offense so beautifully. It does not look good at all when a guy starts doing all this one-on-one stuff. He's lucky he got bailed out by a call. The Clippers offense starts pretty slowly, and it takes them forever to get into their set. By the time they get into what appears to be a call for a single double, they have taken 10 seconds off the shot clock. So they run the single double, Ryan Gomes comes across on the wrong side of the screen, and everything stops. Look at the spacing. You got two guys standing next to each other under the basket and two guys way above the three-point line. A bad shot goes up, and they're lucky to get an offensive rebound. This is the kind of offense the Bulls ran in the last couple of years, and it was infuriating to watch. Bledsoe calls a screen and roll for himself. The ball goes to the corner, and it just dies. There is no other option besides, screen and roll in the corner, let's try that. Now Blake Griffin has the ball with 8 seconds to go. There is no cutters, no movement, and they end up getting a really tough shot that happens to go in, which only encourages this terrible mess. Here's another beauty. Eric Gordon is going to get a dribble pitch from Bledsoe, but they're also going to screen with Griffin. So you got two guys standing next to each other practically, totally redundant and unnecessary, and the spacing is off. The offense will completely die. I want you to look at Butler on the weak side. He literally will stand around for over 4 or 5 seconds doing nothing, and it ends up leaving DeAndre Jordan wrestling down there and getting a 3-second call. I hate to judge by looks, but this guy doesn't look like he knows what the hell is going on. The Clippers will now run flex, which is a lame high school offense where you screen the screener. Eric Gordon screens for Kaman, and then DeAndre Jordan will screen down for Eric Gordon. They throw the ball to the post. There's almost no movement after that, and they end up getting a turnover because there are no cutters, the spacing is awful, and the Denver Nuggets can get in the way of Kaman's dribble. The sign of a well-coached team is when they run out-of-bounds plays well. But here, there is no movement, it doesn't even look like they have any purpose, and they just burp up a terrible shot. How frustrating must this be? You're Blake Griffin, you're in line to be Rookie of the Year, you actually are very exceptional as a player. When they get the ball to you, though, they completely stop and stare and leave you out to dry. He's got nowhere to go, no one to pass to, and it's a turnover. This might look familiar. They almost run the triangle offense. Look at this. They got a triangle on the right side, and they're doing pinch post. But Eric Gordon takes off to the basket. The guys on the right side don't even move, and they leave Blake Griffin to shoot a shot static, and he misses. And finally, this could very well be the worst offensive possession I have ever seen. I couldn't diagram it for you. I couldn't tell you what it's called. The weirdest thing is that this is a 2-for-1, so they should just be able to take a quick shot. They can't even do that right. There's post-ups, there's screen and rolls, there's people wandering around, there's other people standing around. Just awful. And they made us stay around and watch this for 24 full seconds. So there you have it, folks. Full disclosure, I am a triangle offense guy. I think it's the best offense ever invented. However, there are plenty of offenses that are out there that give you movement, spacing, and all those good things. But I can tell you one thing, the Clippers ain't running one of those offenses. And they're doomed to be mediocre because what are you going to do in the fourth quarter on the road against a hostile crowd? You need to have an offense that gets you a good shot. And if you can't do that, and you can't take a good shot with the possibility of getting an offensive rebound, then you're going to lose a lot more than you're going to win. Vinny Del Negro must be great in the room when he's interviewing, but something happens in between the room there and when he starts coaching because it's the same old stuff I saw in Chicago where the offense is designed to get these players the most difficult shots you ever could imagine. You cannot build a franchise on that. And by the way, the Clippers aren't alone. A lot of teams run offenses just like this, and I'm afraid the NBA will be doomed to mediocrity by having too many teams in a watered-down league that play crappy offenses like that. And it's uninteresting to me, and I fear it could be uninteresting to a lot of players and a lot of teams. So I hope they can fix that, somehow solve the problem, get better coaches. I don't know, maybe the players can get better on the fundamentals. Something has to change for me to get really behind the NBA and enjoy what I'm watching. Because when I watch the Clippers and a host of teams like that, it's just not there. Well, stay tuned for a lot more of things like this because I'm going to do a lot of comparisons. We're going to talk about the best point guards in the league. I'm going to compare the best defenses compared to the worst defenses in the league. So a lot of that kind of stuff. Weigh in on the comments. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you liked it. And don't forget, at B-Ball Breakdown, it's not a channel, it's a conversation.